I'm a human, and as a human, I eat. I got fucking Maslow's hierarchy of needs going on.
Me too, man. I hate having to get stuff and put shelter over my head. All that stuff requires resources, and resources are hard to come by.
Yeah, man. That's why we have set up a Patreon. So if you enjoy the show and you want to help us stay clothed and clean or whatever the fuck it is humans are supposed to be.
Well, half of those.
Patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. That's good audience development and SEO. Is the way.
yeah. There you go.
What is it? Why didn't you use that, man? This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Treasure.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's find it.
Let's get the bullwhip and the fucking ORV and get in, because I'm not allowed to call it a Jeep. And let's just fucking do this.
How about pirate treasure? How about
pirate treasure?
Sunken ships and pirate treasure.
How old were you before you genuinely, in your heart, stopped believing in a world full of ancient ruins and pirate treasure?
What time is it?
No, but I mean, really.
I think I was going to ask you a related question, which is, how much pirate treasure do you think is still on the bottom of the ocean?
Don't you turn this around on me.
Because, no, honestly, I still live in a world where I think that there are how many ships have gone down? How many things that we'll never find, or that, we're still finding today?
No, yes, I see what you're saying. I guess mine was more like the map and the clues and the puzzles.
Yeah.
Like, how old were you before you stopped believing in that world? Like, really stopped believing in it.
Yeah.
Because I think I held on a little longer than is intelligent, maybe?
Right.
I would say probably 15. 14 or 15 was when I was finally like, all right, there's probably no sundial that at the exact moment points to a cave. You know what I mean?
I want to see, there's a funny movie to be made or sketch or something to be made of the pirate who like manages to get all the treasure and then sets out to hide it and goes through these intricate process of hiding it and making the traps and making other, like, for what? For what? Well, what's he going to do with the rest of his life? You got all the money. You got all the treasure. You have it all. Well, what are you going to do?
And think about how long intercontinental travel took at that point on a ship, right? So you hide, you hide like 20% of your treasure. I was thinking about this when I was playing Uncharted 4 recently.
Yeah.
You hide 20% of your treasure in South America. You hide 40% of your treasure in the Caribbean. You hide, 30% of your treasure in Northern Europe somewhere. Motherfucker, that's like, you put it in one place, and then it takes you 6 months to get to the next place.
Yeah.
And then it takes you 8 months to get to the next place. Maybe half your crew dies. You're not spending any of that money, and if you want to go get it back, it's another year and a half in a ship. By the time you spend that money, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
You're old.
Your life expectancy was like 27.
Yeah, dude. Why are you taking all the time to hide this shit?
Yeah.
Go spend it. Because if you know the Armada...
Live a life, pirate. Live a life.
If the Armada is chasing you...
Yeah.
Right? Oh, no. We just got word that the British Navy is coming after us for all the treasure that we stole.
Yeah.
We are in the Caribbean right now.
Yeah.
They are setting sail from England now to get us. Yo, by the time you get me, there's no more money left.
Quick, Harvey, devise a series of switches that only someone that has deciphered my name and rearranged the letters will be able to... Quick! They're like right on our tail.
Begging me pardon, Captain. Couldn't we just spend all the money?
No. What you gotta do is you gotta take my name, rearrange the letters into some other phrase, and then take the name of our ship and insert that in there too, and then a series of levers, a series of switches. We'll devise a platform that you can stand on. If you stand over here, infinite drop to death spikes, and you gotta do all of it.
Okay. You're the captain. I'm the first mate. Whatever you say, I do.
What?
It's totally fine. Here's my question.
I love sailing through Ireland with you.
He is part Irish and part parrot, and just let it go. But my question's this. Why are we going to spend 70% of the money building these traps and then hide the other 30% of the money when we have 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we just... And forgive me, Captain. Why aren't we just wilding the fuck out?
Well, we could wild the fuck out. We've lived on this boat. 60% of us died of scurvy. Let's be honest. It's been a horrible existence.
We lost a lot of good men.
A lot of good men. You were throwing up through the first 3 weeks of the trip just constantly. It's been terrible.
Started with 10 toasts.
Yeah, no.
Got 6 now.
I'll be honest. We've all been through a lot. And I would love nothing more than to just let it all hang out, buy as much rum and ale as we want. Just, live it up. Find a nice place, settle down on the beach somewhere, just relax for the rest of our days. Or, and hear me out, we could continue to live like this, put all our money in a deep cave somewhere, and spend all of our resources devising a series of levers and switches that can hide it from anybody that wants to find it, including us.
Captain, once again, I'm speaking out of turn here.
Yeah, yes, you are.
And please forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
2 things that I think I'm noticing. Number 1, I think you're afraid of success. And I think you're afraid to enjoy the fruits of your labors.
If we had any fruits, fewer of us would have died of scurvy.
We could have bought a lot of fruit. I'll double back around to that. Number 2, I think you're still a little hurt over the fact that your career as a civil engineer didn't take off. I think that's why you always want to build things.
We all have dreams.
We get it. You're clever. We all know that you're clever. We all know that you can build things. You're a rich man now. Just let it all go.
I don't understand. They told me the school I designed shouldn't have any infinite drops or floors that disappear if you step on the wrong thing. They said unsafe to the children. But I said they'll be figuring out these levers and switches, and it'll make them smarter, or they'll die.
Captain, I think I've come up with a solution to your problem.
Yeah?
What if we invested the money into a special interest group that specifically, from now, after you're dead, until all the money runs out,
yes,
that campaigns for the building of intricate traps in public places forever?
You're saying that they would take our money and give it to people and try to persuade them to install like spike traps and infinite drops.
This is exactly what I'm saying. A lobbyist group, if you will.
Yes. And they would use the vast amounts of wealth and they would increase that wealth and ensure that they'd be around for centuries to come.
Spike Lobby Origins. It's just the Uncharted theme. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, but I would love to believe that we still lived in a world that was full of stuff like that.
Well, let me finally get to our story,
Sure.
which is we do live in a world like that.
Oh shit!
Guess
Rearrange the letters of the name.
We found a series of switches and levers. We found a shipwreck, 500-year-old Portuguese ship filled with gold coins was discovered. It was actually discovered back in 2008, but they're just releasing what was on it now. I don't know what the delay on that was. 8 years to go. Hey,
probably
it was gold.
Probably they wanted to hide it in a cave first and then tell everybody.
I bet.
So when everybody tried to get it from them.
8-year-long construction process.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
A group of precocious children actually found the treasure.
Right.
After the first group of people found the treasure and hid it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those children have now grown up. 8 years ago, they were children, and now they want to take that money and invest it wisely.
Yeah.
Check this out, dude. This is the wreckage of a ship called the Bomb Jesus.
No.
The Bomb Jesus, dude. Which, by the way, how rad a name is that? That's like I think I saw them at Coachella.
Is this a Brazilian ship?
Portuguese
ship.
It set sail out of Lisbon, and
the good Jesus.
Yeah.
The good Jesus set sail out of Lisbon.
Yeah, I guess they must have been sinning in some way because that thing went down bad.
That's how you throw the Navy off your trail, right? If you're a pirate ship, like most of them name themselves like the Black Death. Actually, that was just a plague. But most of them name themselves things like a Million Skulls or the Dead Friend or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But these people are like, listen, we're a pirate ship. What are we going to name ourselves so we don't get caught? Just the Good Jesus. And
so good. It'll be so good.
We'll just name it the Good Jesus and we'll dress like missionaries.
Yeah.
And then when we get pulled over by the Navy, that's how it works, right? You get pulled
they
over.
Just pulled over. Like, pulled to the side of the sea.
Woo! But it's but it's one of the crank ones.
Yeah, because it was old times.
Yeah, it was old times, and so they have the crank horn and they pull the other ship over.
I think they didn't.
They just have instead of having a megaphone, they just whisper to a very loud parrot. Who then
what they do?
Pull over to the side! Pull it over! Pull it over! Attention! Attention, good Jesus! This is the British Navy!
Get out with their hands up! With their hands up! Yeah, that's pretty much how it went down. No, these guys were sailing from Lisbon, and they went down near Namibia.
Okay.
And we actually found, these miners found this wreckage in the Namibian desert.
Whoa!
Yeah. Crazy.
How in the desert?
Well, I guess it used to not be desert 500 years ago.
Whoa!
Pretty crazy. So they set sail from Lisbon in 1533, disappeared with their entire crew on board near the Namibian diamond mining town of Orajamund on its way to India. And these miners found it in 2006, and it's full of gold. It's got 9 million pounds, being the British, not
like it weighs 9 million pounds, but it's 9 million British pounds.
Worth 9 million
pounds sterling.
Yes. That's a lot, but they say that might not even be the most valuable thing they find on it. Because it's
the most valuable thing they found was a sense of camaraderie and friendship.
Yeah, they really found...
Because it took them a long time to dig that whole ship out.
They found purpose.
Yeah, that's what they found.
Yeah. And they'll never lose that.
That has, put a price on that. You can't.
9 million sterling. This is going to be full of pottery that they found and bones of the sailors, which they say will reveal the sailor's typical
the location
diet.
To the real treasure.
Well, of course, the bones when you rearrange the letters.
Right, the letters of the bones. When you play the bone piano.
Yes. Like a xylophone.
So the pottery and the bones are actually the most valuable things because of their scientific worth and their educational worth.
Exactly.
And their worth as artifacts. So here's the thing, when they normally find this stuff in a sunken ship, certain things are very well preserved because of the seawater.
Right.
And then certain things fall apart.
Because of the seawater.
Because of the seawater. But I have to wonder, what preserves well in a desert? How... the first thing that pops into my mind is, what survived that wouldn't have?
Right.
Because of these changing water levels,
Well, the crazy thing is they literally found the gold in a treasure chest. It was in a treasure chest. Which is... I mean, come on. These guys are living the dream right now.
Was it I want to know if it was what we picture as a treasure chest, though, or if it was just a flat box, just a rectangular.
Oh, it had to be
like a Foot Locker-y looking box. But if it was I'm picturing not just Zelda, but Wind Waker, a cartoony, gold lined, with the curvy lid.
It's gotta be, and the giant keyhole in the front.
God damn it! I hope it was in one of those.
I really want that to be true.
I don't think it was.
But check this out. So 9 million pounds of gold. It's going to go to the Namibian government.
Of course it is.
And you know why? It's because the Portuguese government waived their right to it.
All right, Portugal.
Pretty amazing, right?
That's pretty cool.
I'd love to know what the story behind that is. They just sort of throw that in at the end of this story, but it's I would believe that the Americans would not do that. I feel like that is something Portugal did that is not typical, but I wonder what the deal is with that.
You have to wonder about... So, okay. Just off the top of my head, you said 9 million?
9 million.
9 million. So $9 million. You got to send somebody out and verify it, right? You got to send out a team that can properly pack and transport this stuff from Namibia to Portugal.
Right.
You've got to insure this stuff. You've got to maybe for 9 million, it's not worth it.
That's possible. And you wonder if also, it's not like you're going to take this $9 million and spend it.
Yeah.
You're probably going to put it in a museum.
Yeah.
I would
mean,
guess.
it's not like this gold immediately gets melted down and turned into
Right.
fucking class rings or something. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
If you had a class ring that was made out of
Treasure.
500-year-old treasure.
That'd be amazing.
That's definitely a lot better than being sold like the white ultrium or whatever the fuck it is. The made up metal.
Yeah.
You remember that when you were like buying a class? They want you to buy a class ring, and they're like, you can get like a gold, or you can get white ultrium. You could get the
White ultrium.
You can get the purple class super rare unobtainium.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right.
We are the fighting archaeologists, though.
Yeah.
Class
It feels
class
like
of 2006.
It feels like as the fighting archaeologists, we should make our rings out of the pirate gold instead of the white ultrium.
And it also is a good...
But if I could just play devil's advocate, white ultrium does have a cleaner look. It's easier to clean and take care of, and it lasts a longer time.
Well, after 20 straight years of losing every sporting event our school has ever entered, I feel like we owe it to ourselves to really go nice on the class rings for 2006.
So white ultrium it is then. Yeah, I mean, maybe it just makes more sense. Maybe it just makes more sense to keep it in Namibia, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Man. Here's the thing. Whenever somebody finds something like this, the first thing that happens is the government steps in.
Right.
Right? And if the government had not stepped in, like, whatever mining company these guys worked for would have stepped in. Yeah. Like, there's no way as a miner, there's no way as anybody, you find a treasure buried somewhere and you get to keep it. That's the sad thing about this story.
That's why you have to hide it from everyone. And that's why you have to be on the edge of legality like Indiana Jones and Nate Drake, Well,
Indiana Jones wants to put it all in a museum, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And it kind of works out. Like, even if the government takes it, it usually ends up in a museum.
Right.
Because the government's not spending pirate gold either. It's like you just said. Like, what is the guy? Yeah. The government's gonna contract, like, make a trade agreement with another country, right?
Send China to pay off some national debt. Yeah. Gonna send them a treasure chest.
A chest of pieces of 8 to pay our debts. Namibia remembers.
Namibia forever. Yeah.
Wasn't there a diver a few years ago, though, who found like a giant ass fucking emerald and he got to keep it?
Really? I remember the family a few years ago that found in their backyard found a buried like gold bullion, and the government, this is in America somewhere, I think, and the government came in and went, nah, it's not yours.
Nah, you can't have that.
Yeah.
So, but we own the land.
No, not really.
It's like, here's the thing, though. Is like, look, we could basically come in and bulldoze your house to build an interstate if we wanted to. Yeah. There's not a lot you can do.
Right.
We're taking the gold. If we can bulldoze your life and build a road, and like, look, I'm not going to get into the state of local and national politics and like reform and all that stuff. I'm sure you're going to want to, since we're taking this gold from you. But the gold is ours.
The other thing is, you remember how you got all excited and you called the news people and had them come to your house, and you're so happy you wanted to tell everybody about finding that gold?
Yeah.
That was your first mistake. If you just shut the fuck up about the gold, maybe you would enjoy the gold.
Dad, I told you we should have hid it in a cave, and then you rearranged the letters of your name in stones.
Yeah, I know. Those fellas from the lobby group were here earlier too, and they said they had a claim on the gold, and I didn't listen to them either. I just thought it would make such a great story for the local newspaper. Oh, it did. It made a great story for the local newspaper, which of course we own.
Hello. You there, sir, Congressman, would you mind, I'm here from, local news as well. I am also local news.
Oh.
We would like to get a statement from you about the government taking the gold. Could you please step, just 2 steps to your right so I can get you into frame?
Well, your hat has a little card in it that says press, so, it all checks out. I guess I will. I'll step slightly to my right.
Farmer Johnson, we want you to know everybody makes mistakes, and we're happy to have you on board now that you see the error of your ways.
Oh, wow. You guys, you weren't really press at all.
We were never press. We were the Spike Lobby all along. Welcome
I guess you're taking the gold, though, that I found?
No, we're taking your son.
Oh.
He shows great promise.
Yay! Dad, I'll never forget you.
No, you will forget him. We will make sure of that.
Okay, Dad, I'm gonna forget you, but I'll do you great honor by making spikes throughout the world. That's not... Okay, all right. If that's what you want to do with your life.
Real lose-lose for you today, huh, Farmer Johnson?
I get the gold, though, right? I wish this was me. The guy who found it actually predicted they would find something. He said, we're going to find something here. We're going to find some treasure.
What the fuck kind of prediction is that?
He goes, where is it?
Yo, Jeff, you want to hear my prediction for the day?
Yeah, predict it.
Some shit's going to happen, bro.
What?
Believe.
Amazing. Where's it?
That's not much of a statement, bro.
He said, I'd been preaching to the miners for 12 years that one day they would find a shipwreck and to let me know when they do. Like, call me. Here's my card. Call me.
That's like walking into somebody else's office and you're their supervisor. It's like, hey, I know you guys are going to come up with an idea to do this thing.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I told you to do the thing.
Yeah.
And it's also my idea and I also get credit for it. Anyway, I got to go.
Hey, Bill, I think we found the gold. You remember 12 years ago when that guy told us to call him if we ever found anything? I think this gold that we found is exactly what he was talking about.
Dude, we're 500 miles away from home.
We should call that guy.
Just because he said we were going to find something?
He said, remember 12 years ago that day?
I do remember 12 years.
By, we were all eating sandwiches. He walks in, he's like, sorry to interrupt your lunch, but I think you guys in 12 years are going to find some gold. Or he didn't even say gold. He just said...
find something.
You'll find something. But I bet this is what he was talking about.
Wait. I think I remember that guy. He had a black fedora and an accent that didn't seem to come from anywhere.
Yeah.
And a card in his hat that said
expert.
That it said expert. Yeah. Fuck, I guess he got us. We better call that guy. It is cool to know that we are still finding things like this. Stuff like this is magical feeling.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. I constantly wonder how much more is out there.
And if any of it does have an intricate trap system.
That's what I want so
The
bad.
odds are at least one treasure is guarded by an intricate trap, right?
You got to, right? You got to go intricate trap.
Infinite monkeys on infinite typewriters, am I right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do we live in a world full of magic and treasures and treasure maps?
Please say yes.
And if you say no, which is cool, because, we're all grown-ups here. Let us know how old you were before you genuinely gave up that sort of belief. I would like to get, some data on that and see what the median is. Because I feel like at 14, I was a little old to give up on that,
Yeah.
I don't know. You can hashtag those, wow. Hashtag them Spike Lobby.
There you go. We're in it.
Oh, no,
it's
we're
happening.
in it now. We're in it now. I'm at A. Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And, hey, do remember to throw us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening to us on. It really helps us out. It helps us float to the top of specific categories. It helps those platforms to know that you guys enjoy the show and message the show out to other people who might enjoy it. And it helps us get more concerned citizens into the fold. And we love that.
Please, take the time.
Do the thing.